Once upon a time, at the edge of a dark and endless forest, there lived a poor couple in a small wooden cottage. Behind their home rose a tall, mossy wall, and beyond it lay the enchanted garden of a powerful sorceress. In that garden, herbs, flowers, and vegetables grew green and fresh all year round. The wife, who was expecting a child, often gazed out the window. One day, she saw a patch of tender green leaves, so fresh and bright that her heart longed for them. Day by day, her desire grew stronger, until she became pale and weak. Out of love, her husband climbed over the wall one evening and stole a handful of the green leaves. She ate them eagerly and felt joy for the first time in many days. But soon, her craving grew unbearable.
Please, I must have more, or I shall surely die.
The man climbed the wall again, but this time the sorceress caught him.
You thief! How dare you steal from me!
Terrified, the man begged for mercy. At last the sorceress declared, "I will spare you, but your firstborn child shall belong to me." Shaking with fear, he agreed. When the baby girl was born, the sorceress came and took her away. She was a beautiful child with golden hair, and the sorceress raised her in secret, never letting her play with other children, never letting her see the world. When the girl turned 12, the sorceress locked her inside a tall stone tower in the heart of the forest.
Do not look back.
The tower had no door, no staircase, only a single narrow window high above. Whenever the sorceress wished to enter, she stood below and called, "Maiden with the long hair, let down your hair." Then the girl would lower her shining golden braid, which spiraled down the wall like a rope. The sorceress climbed up, step by step, as though walking on a staircase made of hair. Day after day, the maiden lived in loneliness, singing at the window to ease her sorrow. Her voice echoed through the forest, so sweet and pure that birds stopped to listen. One autumn day, a prince rode through the forest. The ground was covered in golden leaves, and the air was crisp with sunlight. Suddenly, he heard a voice so beautiful that he stopped his horse in wonder. "What a voice! Who could be singing in such a place?" he murmured. He followed the sound and came to the tall tower. Walking around, he found no door, no way inside. Hiding among the trees, he watched. Soon, the sorceress appeared, called out her command, and climbed up the golden braid. The prince's eyes widened in astonishment. The next evening, after the sorceress had left, the prince approached and called out the same words. "Maiden with the long hair, let down your hair." The braid fell. When he climbed up and entered the chamber, the girl gasped in fear. But the prince spoke gently. "Do not be afraid. I mean you no harm." Soon they began to talk, and the girl trusted him. The prince visited often, bringing silk so she could weave a rope ladder. One day they planned she would escape with him. But secrets cannot last forever. One day, the girl spoke unwittingly, and the sorceress understood the truth. In a fury, she shouted, "You deceitful child! You dare betray me?" She seized the maiden's golden hair, cut it off with sharp scissors, and banished her to a barren wilderness deep in the forest. That same night, the prince returned, calling as before. The sorceress dangled the severed braid, and when the prince climbed to the window, she glared at him with cruel delight. "You will never see her again," she hissed, and pushed him from the tower. He fell into thorn bushes below. The thorns pierced his eyes, and he was blinded. For years, the prince wandered the forest in despair. His cloak grew ragged, his beard unkempt, but he never ceased calling the name of his lost love. "Where are you, my maiden? Where are you?" he cried. One day, his ears caught a voice more familiar than his own. Weak but determined, he stumbled toward it. He tripped, fell, and rose again, following the song. In a lonely clearing, the maiden sat upon a mossy stone, singing through her tears. When she saw him, she rushed forward, and they embraced, weeping together. As her tears fell onto his blinded eyes, a miracle occurred. A soft light glowed, and sight returned. The prince blinked, and for the first time in years, he looked upon her face. Hand in hand, they left the forest. At dawn, they passed through the city gates. From both sides of the path, the people of the kingdom welcomed them with cheers and flowers. At last, in the great hall of the castle, a wedding was held. The maiden with the long hair, now a queen, stood beside her prince. Under golden banners and shining glass windows, they vowed to live together forever. And so they did, happily, for the rest of their days.